Dear clients, dear partners, dear viewers, welcome to this edition of the Blackfort Market Overview. My name is Vanja Eichel and I'm a managing partner of Blackfort's investment business here in Zurich, Switzerland. And I'm here today with our Chief Investment Officer, Dr. Andreas Bickel. Hey, Andreas.
Hello.
The year actually started quite turbulent. If we talk about the markets, there were different drawbacks in almost any kind of markets. And also now in February, the environment stays turbulent. These days, actually, this is mainly characterized by geopolitical tensions, which I obviously refer to the situation in Ukraine. And here my first question to you today, Andreas. What do you expect from this situation and all of the impact towards the markets in the short term?
In the short term, the market expects an answer or certainty. Yesterday, there were rumors and news flow from both sides of the Atlantic that there will be no attack, there will be no war, and troops, or at least part of the troops, will go back to the base camp. The following happened then. We saw a risk-on mode for a short term. So global equities were for roughly 24 hours rising. As we speak, US opening, we see slightly negative reaction of the market. This because certainty is not here, and therefore we have to work with scenarios. My scenario is that there won't be an attack, and if there is no attack, we will find a bottom somewhere at the levels we have seen recently in January, and from there a continuation of a slight uptrend in equities. Having said that, I cannot rule out the risk scenario that there will be some kind of occupation, invasion in parts of Ukraine, and if that's going to happen, short term, there will be a huge spike in volatility, normally accompanied by a drop in equity markets, but then definitely followed by a leg up, because we would then have certainty, and markets are looking for certainties, and fundamental data are quite positive.
What would you then expect in the medium and long term? Do you still think that 2022 will basically be a positive year at the end for equities and risky asset classes?
So if fundamentals play out, we have in the US still an expected EPS growth of around 8% plus 2% dividend. This has not changed. By the contrary, the outlook is probably slightly better than some weeks ago. However, due to our yields, valuation has risen, or put it the other way around, the expected risk premium you get in the equity market must be higher, therefore the forward-looking return is going to be lower. I would hope that by the end of the year we are still in a single-digit positive return. That would mean from the start now we pick up the 5% in the S&P and end up somewhere between 0 and 8%. The key point, however, mid to longer term is, have we seen the final melt-up, or are we, as for instance Goldman Sachs claims, in a fat and flat environment, or I would call it in a secular bear market? My humble take is we have not seen yet the final melt-up. Felix Zulauf, a famous hedge fund manager from Zug, worldwide known, for instance, by participating more than 20 years in the Balanced Roundtable, he believes that the final melt-up will come soon in H2 this year and will last until 2024. Before then, the fat and flat part begins. So mid to longer term, if 2024 is mid to longer term, I would expect markets to go up, and then we definitely have what we call a secular bear market.
And what do you think, for investors who want to increase the robustness in their portfolios now in this actually volatile investment environment? Which options are there on the table, and specifically also, is it time to actually build up more gold exposure now, or what would you add to the portfolios in this environment?
Generally, I believe we are in a commodity super cycle. And if we count gold to commodities, although it's precious metals, I would expect that this gives you stability. We have seen this during the actual crisis in the Ukraine-Russian. However, as soon as there was, in brackets, positive news flow, gold has further corrected. As we speak, however, we trade at the upper end of the trading range, which is around for 2 years. And most people do expect that midterm, again 2024, gold will go higher because of inflation, and it will protect you from the effect of losing purchasing power. So if you want to add stability, I definitely would add physical gold. If you want to hedge and try to optimize returns, you might consider other commodities in general.
Thank you very much, Andreas, for these insights, and thanks, dear viewers, for being with us today. See you in the next Blackfort market overview, and also in the time between. We, and especially Andreas Bickel, is always available in case of any questions from your side. Goodbye and have a great week.